Preparing to use the oven. BLENNZ Ideas for families.
Give your child plenty of opportunities to practice using the oven while it is cold, to become both familiar with it and to feel confident. Putting on oven gloves, keeping the tray level, placing it correctly on the shelf and standing to one side of the oven door are all part of keeping safe.
Exploring the top of the oven.
When you're getting ready to cook with your son or daughter using the top of the oven, the elements, it's a good idea to spend a lot of time exploring the area first. So standing in front of the oven, and this is a gas top, gas elements, stretch as far forward as they can and use the perimeter, tracing it to get an idea of the size of the whole area. In this case, a square or a rectangle, and explaining that there are 4 elements. We call this one the top left-hand one, where the gas comes out, down to the bottom left-hand one, across to the bottom right-hand one, and up to the top right-hand one. Then taking one element, in this case the bottom left-hand one, get them to explore it tactually, find the centre, and in this case the prongs, which are what the pot or pan will sit on.
Practicing with an empty pot.
With the stove off still and nothing in the pot, we're going to practice putting the pot on the element. We've got the pot on a specific area beside the stove here, with contrast, and an area to return the pot to. So, holding the pot, taking it across the right to the element, and then giving your child an opportunity to move it around on the element, showing where it's not centered, and when it feels secure. And then when it comes to taking the pot off, finding the reference point, the board, finding the handle by taking a hand up and sliding the pot back onto the board.
Experimenting with water in the pot at the sink.
Because a pot can feel quite different with something in it, it's a good idea to have a practice at the sink. Lifting a pot with water in it has a different feel, it's a different weight, and the water moves. Get your child to have a practice lifting it up, moving it, and feeling what it's like with something in it that moves around.
Practicing the placement of a pot of cold water.
Now it's time to put a pot with something in it on the element with the oven still off. For practicing, water is fine. We're going to move the pot across to the element, still off, checking that it's on the centre of the element, and then when it comes time to take it off again, finding the handle and moving it to the board.
Exploring the inside of a cold oven.
And in introducing the use of the main part of the oven, it's really important to allow a lot of time for exploring the inside. Open the oven door and get your child to do that several times to feel the amount of pressure that needs to be used and that it's actually locked into place when it's open. And either squatting or kneeling beside the oven, explore the parameters of the whole oven, hands in right to the back, get an idea of the size, talk about the rungs or racks, there are 2, the bottom of the oven, and to the back, and then the fact that the racks or rungs, and give them a consistent name, pull it out of the oven, forward, explore again, feeling where the rungs or racks fit into the oven sides, right to the back, the whole shape and size of the oven. And then when the rungs are to go back in, using your fingers as a reference point to find the back end of the rung, and your fingers into the grooves where this will go, pushing it in, and the same with the second one. And it's a good idea to practice pulling these out and realising that when you get to a certain point it's firm until you lift it up and slide it. This is important because when you go to put something in the oven, we will often get children to pull it out this far, place the item on the rack and then push it back in. And then shutting the door, getting them to feel what that feels like.
Many thanks to all students and families and BLENNZ and RNZFB staff for sharing your knowledge and experience. For more information, contact BLENNZ at www.blenz.school.nz.